Now, loop control statements. In Python, iterative control statements are used to execute the block of code repeatedly. But sometimes we may want to exit a loop completely or skip specific part of a loop when it meets a specific condition. That can be done using loop control statements. In Python, we have three types of loop control statements. Those are break statement, continue statement, and pass statement. Now let's start with Python break statement. As we already know, the loops iterate over a block of code until test expression is passed. But sometimes we wish to terminate the whole loop without checking test expression. Then we can use break statement. This break statement terminates the loop containing it, and the control of the program flows to the statement immediately after the body of the loop. If break statement is inside a nested loop, that means loop inside another loop, then break will terminate the innermost loop. And for this break statement, syntax is also very easy. Just use break keyword to break the iteration. And here is the flow chart. Here initially a test expression is evaluated, and if the test expression is set to true, then the body of the loop is executed. But in the body of the loop, if the break statement is not present, then the remaining body of the loop is executed. But if the break statement is present, then it exits the loop and it continues the remaining statement just below the loop. And here is the example program. Here count value initialized by 0, and this while loop executed as long as the variable count is less than 10, and inside the while loop count variable value is incremented by 1 with each iteration. Next, here we have a if statement that checks the variable count is equal to 5 or not. If the count value is equal to 5, then it enter into the if block, and this break statement will terminate the entire loop. That means the control will jump out of the loop and it continue with the statements just below the loop. For example, if this condition is false, then the control will go to the statement just below the if condition to display the current count value. That will be repeated until the loop breaks. Now I'll run this code. First, initialize the count value as 0, and the while condition is count less than or equal to 10, that means 10 iterations, and the while condition ends with a colon operator and follow one tab indentation. Here the first statement is increase the count value, that is count equal to count plus 1. Now we need to write some if condition. That condition is if count equal to 5. If this condition is true, then break the entire loop. If this condition is false, then just print the count value. After completion of all iterations, outside of the while loop, I just want to print done. Execute the code. The first iteration count value is 1. The second iteration count value is 2. The third iteration count value is 3. The fourth iteration count value is 4. But in the fifth iteration count value is 5, and here this condition is true. So it enter into this if condition to break the entire loop or terminate the entire loop. So immediately the control will jump from this statement to the statement just below the loop, that is done. So it will display that done. For example, if the count value is 9, then in every iteration it will display the value until this condition is true. If this condition is true, then it enter into the block to break the entire loop. So here count value is 9. So after 8 iterations count value is 9, then it enter into the if block to break the entire loop. So after that immediately it exits from the loop and display it as done. Okay, that's all about break statement, and now let's understand about continue statement. This continue statement is used to skip the rest of the code inside the loop for the current iteration only, and the loop does not terminate but continue on with the next iteration. So the difference between the break and continue statement is the break statement will terminate the loop and it exits from the loop, but in the case of continue statement it terminates only the current iteration but continue on with the next iteration. And if you see this flow chart, here first it will check the test expression, If the test expression is true, then it executes statements inside the while loop. And if there is any continuous statement, then immediately the control will jump from this continuous statement to the text expression. That means it skips the statement just below the continuous statement for the particular iteration only, but it will not exit from the entire loop, or it will not terminate the entire loop. It skips the particular iteration and continue with the remaining iteration. And here is the example program. In this program, the break statement has been replaced with the continue statement, right? So here in this example, count variable value initialized by 0, and the while loop is executed as long as the variable count is less than 10, and inside the while loop count value increases by 1 in every iteration, and here the condition is count equal to 5. If the count value is equal to 5, then continuous statement will skip the remaining statements and the control will jump from this statement to the while condition. In this program, first 4 iterations count value is 1, 2, 3 and 4. In the fifth iteration, count value is 5. That means here the if condition is 5 equal to 5. That means this condition is true. So it enter into the if block, and this continuous statement will skip the remaining statement just below the if condition. That means in the fifth iteration, this print statement will not execute. So immediately the control will jump from this statement to the while condition. Now count value is 5, so 5 less than 10. Condition is true. So it enter into the while block and increase the count value as 6. So the condition is 6 equal to 5. This condition is false. So it will not enter into this condition. It will go to the statement just below the if condition to display the current count value, that is 6. That means it will skip one particular iteration only, that is 5, and it will continue with the remaining iteration. But it will not exit from the entire loop, or it will not terminate the entire loop. Now I'll run this code. So here I just want to replace the break statement with continue statement, and the count is equal to 5, and skip that particular iteration only, that is the code. Let me execute the code. So this is the output. So in the first iteration it will display 1, 2, 3 and 4, and if the count value is equal to 5, then skip that iteration. That means it will not execute the print statement for that particular iteration. So it skips the value 5, and then it continues the remaining statement. So it will display the remaining values as 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. And once if the condition is false, then it exits from the while loop and it will display it as done. Okay, for example, if this value is 3, that means it will display 1 and 2 and skip the third iteration. That means it will not display the value 3 and it continues the remaining iteration. So let me execute the code. See, this will be the output. So first iteration, second iteration, it will display the values, values as 1 and 2. But in the third iteration, this if condition is true. So it enter into the if block, and continuous statement will skip the remaining statement just below the continuous statement, and it continues the next iteration. So the next iteration, count value is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 and 11. So this will be the output. So that's all about continuous statement. Now let us understand about the pass statement. This pass is a null statement, and here the difference between a comment and pass statement in Python is the interpreter ignores the comment entirely, whereas the pass statement is not ignored. However, nothing happens when the pass is executed. Simply, it results into no operation. So the syntax of the pass is as simple as placing the pass inside a function, or inside a for loop, or inside a class. Generally, for the future use, we use it as a placeholder. Suppose we have a loop or a function that is not implemented yet, but we want to implement in the future, and they cannot be have an empty body. If there is an empty body, then the interpreter would complain. So we use the pass statement to construct a body that does nothing. And here if you see this example, so this example program is to display the odd numbers only. In future I may want to display the even numbers also. So for that reason in this if condition, I just use this pass statement. So this is a no action statement. So syntactically it is right. So when we execute the code, syntactically the interpreter will execute the pass statement without any complaint. So here the count value initialized by 1 and the number of iterations less than 10 iterations, and here the condition if condition is in the first iteration count value is 1, so 1 modulo 2 equal to 0. This condition is false because this expression value is 1, that means the remainder is 1 here. So 1 equal to 0 condition is false, so it will not enter into the if block, so it will go to the else part to display the present current value, that is 1, that is in the first iteration. So after this statement, it will go to the count incrementation to increase the value, that is 1 plus 1, 2. Now the count value is 2. So from this statement, the control will jump to the while condition, that is 2 less than 10. Condition is true. So again it entered into the while block. Now first the condition, if condition is 2 modulo 2 equal to 0. Here the remainder is 0. So 0 equal to 0, condition is true. So now it entered into the if block, that and here there is a pass statement, so the interpreter will not raise any error here, simply it executes the statement without any action. So from this if condition it will go to the count incrementation. Now count value is 2 plus 1, 3. Again it checks the condition 3 less than 10, condition is true, and here the first if condition is 3 modulo 2 equal to 0, condition is false, so it will go to the else part to display the count value, that is 3. So from this statement we go to the next statement, that is count incrementation statement. Now the count value is 4. So from this statement again control will jump to the while condition. So this process will continue until this condition becomes false. And in every iteration it will check the first if condition. If this condition is true, just pass the statement, that means without any action you just move the execution to the next statement, that is count incrementation statement. So like this we can display only the odd numbers. So in future if you want to display the even numbers also, then in place of pass statement we can write a print statement. Let me execute this code now. So first initialize the count value as 1 and while condition is while count less than 10, and here the condition is if count value is divisible by 2, that means it is an even number. So I don't want to display even numbers right now, so I just use pass statement here. Now in the else part print the odd numbers, then increase the count value. So if there is no incrementation, then the while loop will convert into infinite loop. So compulsory we need to increase the count value. Let me run this code. So see here it will display only the odd numbers. So if this condition is true, then simply the interpreter will execute the statement without any action. But if there is no pass statement, then without any statement we can't define a function or a class or a loop. So the interpreter will raises an error here. See the example. See here is an error. So when we are writing any condition or any class or any function, compulsory that should contain at least a single statement. Without any statement, if you want to write an empty block or empty loop or empty function, compulsory we need to write this pass statement. Pass means no action. So the interpreter will execute the statement, but it results nothing, no action statement. And in future if I want to display the even numbers also, simply in place of pass statement I can write print count. So now this program will display the even numbers and odd numbers also. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, all the even and odd numbers we can display. So right now I don't want to display the even numbers, I just want to display only the odd numbers. So in place of print statement I just use pass. It will display only the odd numbers. Okay, that's all about pass statement. Now let us understand how to use while loop with else statement. here we can have an optional else block with while loop as well. The else part is executed if the condition in the while loop evaluates to false. Sometimes the while loop can be terminated with a break statement. In such case, the else part is ignored. Hence, a while loop else part runs if no break occurs and the condition is false. Here is the syntax. Here, first to check the condition. If the condition is true, it executes the statement. So this process will continue until this condition becomes false. Once the condition is false, then the control will go to the else part to execute the statements inside the else statement. Now, if you see this example, here first we have to take user input. For example, count value is true. That means here in this program, I just want to display the string hello for 2 times because count variable value is 2 and I value initialize it by 1 and the condition is 1 less than or equal to the count value is 2, so 1 less than or equal to 2 condition is true, so it enter into the while block to display the statement that is hello. And then here is an incrementation part, so I value increases by 1, that means now I value is 2. So from this statement, again the control will go to the while condition. So now I value is 2, so 2 less than or equal to 2. Condition is true, so again display the hello string. So the second iteration, this is the output, and then increase the I value. Now I value is 3. And here the condition, while condition is 3 less than or equal to 2. Condition is false. So immediately the control will go to the else part to display the statement that is job is done, thank you. So this is the third print statement. Now from this statement the control will go to the statement just below the while else block, that is a print statement, that is while loop without break statement. This is the last output statement. Okay, so this is the example that while loop with else statement without a break statement. But if you see the second example, this is also same like the first example, but here I have used break statement. So first read the count value, that is 2, and initialize the I value 1. The condition is 1 less than or equal to 2, condition is true, so it will display the first print statement, that is hello. So this is the value in the first iteration. Then there is an extra condition, so that is if I value is equal to 2. If this condition is true, just break the loop. But here in the first iteration, I value is 1, so 1 equal to 2, condition is false. So it will not go to the if condition, it will go to the incrementation statement. That is, I value is equal to 2 now. Now, from this statement, again the control will go to the while condition. Now, I value is 2, so 2 less than or equal to 2, condition is 2 again. So again display the string, that is hello, and now check the condition. Now updated I value is 2. So 2 equal to 2. Now this time this condition is true. So it enter into the if block and there is a break statement. Here the use of break statement is to just terminate the entire loop. If the while loop have a break statement, then it will not enter into the else part. Immediately it will go to the statement just below the else part. That is while loop with break statement. So this is the last output statement in your terminal. Okay, first example is while else. Second example is while loop with break statement. Okay, now I'll run this code. So for that, first initialize the count value or take the count value as a user input. So count equal to int of input of enter any number and initialize the I value as 1 and the condition is depends on the count value, so I less than or equal to count. If this condition is true, then display the string that is hello and then increase the I value, I equal to I plus 1. So once if the while condition is false, then I just want to write else part to the while loop, that is print while loop else part, and outside of the while else blocks I just display while else without break. Now I'll run the code. So enter any number. For example, if the count value is 2, so in the first iteration it will display hello, second iteration it will display hello, in the third iteration 3 less than or equal to 2, condition is false. So from this statement it will go to the else part to display that while loop else part, this will be displayed. So from this statement control will jump to the statement just below the while else block, that is while else without break statement. Now I just change this program. So here I'll write one more condition, that is if I value is equal to 2. If this condition is true, then use break to terminate the loop. Again I'll run the code. So the value is 2. See here. So it just not enter into the else part because of the break statement. So here in the first iteration it display the value hello, and here this condition is false because in the first iteration I value is 1, so 1 equal to 2, condition is false. So it increase I value. In the second iteration I value is 2, so it again display the value hello, and then you check the condition. Here 2 equal to 2, this condition is true, so it enter into the if condition block to break the entire loop. So once if you use a break statement, then it terminates the entire loop and it will not enter into the else part also. Just like while else, this for loop also have an else part, and this else block executes only when the loop has completed all the iterations. But sometimes this for loop can be terminated with a break statement. In such case, else part is ignored. And here is the example program. This program is to display the given number is a prime number or not. So here prime number means the number is greater than 1, and if it is divisible by 1 and itself, that is called as a prime number. For example, 2, 3, 5, 7, etc. are the prime numbers because they do not have any other factors. But if you take 6, 6 is not a prime number because it is divisible by 1, 2, 3 and 6, right? So now see this first statement, that is read one value as a user input. For example, if the value is 2 and here the prime number starts from 2 only, and first to check the if condition. This condition is to check whether the given number is greater than 1 or not because the prime number starts from 2 only. So here 2 greater than 1, this condition is true. So it enter into the if block, and here it is a for loop. So here this range function starts from 2 to 2. That means here this number value is also 2. So internal condition is 2 less than 2. That means this condition is false. So directly the control will go to the else part of the for loop to display the print statement, that is in place of number it will take the value that is 2 is a prime number. This will be the output. For example, if the value is -1, so first we will check the condition. Here -1, that means number value is -1, so -1 greater than 1, condition is false. So directly it will go to the else part, that is if else. So it will not enter into this block, it will go to the else part to display that number in place of number, that is -1 is composite number. That will be the output, right? For example, if the value is 4, then first you check the condition. 4 greater than 1, condition is true, so it enter into the if block, and here the iteration starts from 2 because prime number starts from 2. So here the range start value is also 2. That means I initial value is 2 and the number value is 4, right? So internal condition is like 2 less than 4, condition is true, so it entered into the for loop body. So in this, the first condition is number modulo I equal to 0. This condition is to check whether that number have any other factors or not. So for that, first take this number value, that is 4, modulo in place of I it will take the value, that is 2. 4 modulo 2 equal to 0. This condition is true, so it entered into the if block and it will display that 4 is composite number. So once if the number is divisible by one number, then no need to check with the other numbers. we already know that this number is not a prime. So directly it will go to the break statement to stop the iterations, because no need to check with the remaining numbers. So then it exits from the entire loop. For example, if the value is 5, then so check the condition here. 5 greater than 1, condition is true, and iteration starts from 2 to 5. That means I initial value is 2, so internal condition is 2 less than 5, condition is true, so it enter into the for loop body, and here in place of number it will take the value that is 5, and in place of I it will take the I current value that is 2. So 5 modulo 2 equal to 0. Now this condition is false, so it will go to the next iteration. That means I value increases by 1. Now I value is 3, 3 less than 5, condition is true. So again check the if condition, 5 modulo 3 equal to 0. This condition is also false, so it will go to the next iteration. Now I becomes 4. Now 4 less than 5, this condition is true, so again it enters into the for loop body. Now I value is 4, so 5 modulo 4 equal to 0. This condition is also false. So again it will go to the next iteration. Now I value increases by 1, so 4 plus 1, 5. And the condition is 5 less than 5. That means this for loop condition is false. That means the number of iterations exhausted. So from this statement it will go to the else part of the for loop. Then it will display that this in place of number it will take 5. 5 is a prime number because it is not divisible by any other numbers. So it will go to the else part and display that 5 is a prime number. Now I'll execute the code. So first read value, that is n value, enter any number, and first if condition is to check whether the given number is greater than 1 or not, because prime number starts from 2. So n greater than 1. If this condition is true, then only it enter into the if block to check whether the given number is prime or not. Otherwise directly it will go to the else part to display that it is not a prime number. So that n is not a prime if the first condition itself false. If the condition is true, then it enter into the if block, and here we need to write a for loop for I in range, and here range function start value is 2 because prime number starts from 2 and the stop value is n. Right, now the condition is whether the given number is divisible by other numbers or not. For that, number modulo I equal to 0. If this condition is true, that means it is divisible by some other numbers. That means that is not a prime. So if this condition is true, then print n is not a prime, and no need to check with the remaining numbers. So just break the loop, just terminate the loop. For example, if all the iterations are completed, and then it will go to the else part, and it will display that the number is prime, right? So now let me execute the code. So in the first statement it will take the user input. If the value is 5, now n value is 5, now check the condition. In place of n it will take the value 5, 5 greater than 1, so the condition is true, so it enter into the if block. So here the range function starts from 2 to 5. In place of n it will take 5. So here I initial value is 2. So it enter into the for loop body, and here the first condition is if condition. So in place of n it will take 5. In place of I it will take 2. 5 modulo 2 equal to 0. This condition is false because 5 modulo 2 remainder is 1. So it will not enter into the if block. It will go to the for loop implementation. Now I value is 3. So again it enter into the for loop body. Now in place of n it will take 5. In place of I it will take 3. 5 modulo 3 equal to 0. So here the remainder is 2. So 2 equal to 0. This condition is false. So it will not enter into the if block, it will go to the next iteration. Now I value is 4. So again it enters into the if block. Now in place of n, value is 5. In place of I, value is 4. So 5 modulo 4 equal to 0. This condition is also false because the remainder is 1. So 5 modulo 4, remainder is 1. 1 equal to 0. Condition is false. So it will not enter into the if block. It will go to the else part because all the iterations are complete. So in place of n, it will take 5. 5 is prime number. That will be displayed. For example, if the value is 2, so first read one value. So here n value is 2. So it enter into the next statement. Now check the condition here. In place of n, it will take 2. 2 greater than 1. Condition is true. So it enter into the if block. And here this range function fails because 2 comma 2, that means 2 less than 2, this condition is false. So it will not enter into the for loop body. It will go to the else part to display that 2 in place of n, it will take 2 is prime number. So 2 is prime number. That will be the output. For example, if I enter a negative value, so here n value is minus 1. So here n value is minus 1. So first we will check the condition minus 1 greater than 1. So this if condition is false, right? So it will not enter into the if block. Directly it go to the else part to display that in place of n, we will take minus 1 is not a prime. So like this we can write while else and for else. Okay, thank you for listening. Have a nice day.